The Argonauts had finally come close to returning home, but they were sailing at night in utter darkness. It seemed as if they were floating on the dreadful waters of the underworld rivers. They were completely directionless in the darkness. Heeding Jason's prayers, the god Apollo fired a bright arrow into the sky, and its glow showed the way the Argonauts had to go. While dreaming, Euphemus, considered the most righteous of the Argonauts, was visited by the nymph Libya, who said that it was not her fate to be taken to Greece. She had to be taken back to Poseidon's domains, and there she would create a kingdom for Euphemus. Euphemus shared his dream with Jason, and showed him a stone that he had brought with him as a souvenir of the Argonauts' visit to North Africa. Jason interpreted the dream and told his friend to throw the stone into the ocean. Euphemus acted accordingly and dropped the rock into the sea. An island sprang up among the waves, right where the rock sank. It was the island of Caliste, today known as Santorini. There, Euphemus and his descendants would reign for a long time. In the port of Iolcus, King Pelias watched the Argonauts' ship approaching, having accomplished a task that everyone believed impossible. Jason stood proudly in the ship's bow, holding up the golden ram's fleece that had saved Phrixus' life. The scheming king had no intention of honoring his agreement with Jason and entrusting him with the crown he was entitled to. Still, he was not foolish enough to defy him while he was surrounded by his powerful comrades. He held great feasts and sacrifices to honor the Argonauts' great achievement, and waited for the heroes to scatter, for they had to return to their own lands. When Jason finally went to exact the fulfillment of his agreement, King Pelias denied having made such a deal. Without his friend's help, who had already left, Jason could do nothing. Medea would not accept this situation, and decided to take revenge on the king for not keeping his promise to her husband. Medea grabbed an old goat and showed it to the king's 2 princess daughters, telling them that the animal was near death, but that she could restore its youth. The sorceress quartered the lamb and threw it into a cauldron containing a miracle recipe. Medea revealed to the princesses a young and youthful goat, without any traces of the illnesses it previously had. The sorceress then told the princesses how great it would be if King Pelias were restored to health and could get rid of his issues. Pelias's daughters were elated at such an idea, because the king suffered from several chronic diseases. Medea then told them in detail what they should do. While King Pelias was sleeping, his daughter entered his room and cut him to pieces. They made the magic recipe precisely as Medea had taught them, but the result was not quite what they had expected. The king's daughters were desperate when they realized that they had been fooled by the wicked sorceress. They had murdered their own father. Acastus, Pelias' son and heir, banished Jason and his sinister wife from their newly inherited kingdom. The hero and his wife would go on to Corinth, where they had relatives. However, the outcome of the Argonauts' leader's plight would be as tragic as King Pelias' fate.